checking out this installment of Worldwide Wide-Eyed. I'm Scott Bergstein. I am a writer, a humorist, an observer, an inventor of words, a travel junkie, and an agitator. I live in a small town in southern Italy and in a large city in Southeast Asia. Along with my wife, the intrepid photographer Jessica Coup, I travel the world looking for inspiration, and I find it everywhere we go. We're constantly amazed by the colors, the harmonies, and the flavors of the places we visit and the people we meet. We bring you our experiences through Jessica's photographs and my words. Welcome to our world. So I'm frequently asked how Jessica and I chose Kuala Lumpur as the place to spend most of our time. So I'm here to answer that question. Why KL? We moved from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the United States to a little olive farm in Puglia, the heel of the boot of Italy. Winters in northeastern US were harsh and messy and wet and cold and a lot of other unpleasant adjectives. So the idea of living in a Mediterranean climate appealed to our sense of avoiding unpleasantness. What we found, however, was that the winters in Puglia were still cold and damp, and that the houses there were not built with basements, insulation, good windows, or any other concept intended to keep winter outside where it belonged. After a couple years of grinning and bearing it, we decided to find a place where we could be warm while Puglia was cold. I drew lines on a map of the globe at the fifth parallels, north and south, figuring that we might find our haven somewhere between them. Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia was not the first place to come to mind. In fact, I didn't even know where Kuala Lumpur was. Hell, I didn't know where Malaysia was. But I started seeing articles about a Malaysian island called Penang that was becoming known as a haven for expat retirees. We decided to spend a month there to see if it might be the place that we were looking for. How would we know when we found the right place? Well, it would meet these criteria. It would offer us a one-season wardrobe climate, specifically a summer one. There would be good public transportation since we no longer owned a car. We would have quick and easy access to an international airport. The country would be English speaking, since we really never did learn how to speak Italian very well. They would have a relatively painless visa program so that we could come and go and stay as we pleased. They would offer a variety of cuisines, so the pugliese was not the only option on the menu. There would be high-quality wines available at low-quality cost, and there would be beaches nearby. Oh, and last but certainly not least, it would be affordable. 1 month in Penang had barely started when we concluded that it was not a location that we could spend long stretches of time in. While it kind of met our criteria, sort of, it just didn't feel right. It would require us to live a resort kind of lifestyle, surrounded by malls and expats. So we started looking around and taking side trips to see what else might be in the neighborhood. We tried Bangkok, too frenetic and an unwieldy visa system, and Singapore, no visa for retirees, and expensive in an unholy way. The only other option nearby was Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia's largest city. We spent 4 days in KL and realized that this was a city that could be home for us. How did KL stack up against our criteria? Well, except for the cheap wine, of which there is no such thing in Malaysia, and the fact that a nice beach requires a short flight, it met all of our objectives. At just 3 degrees north of the equator, it's warm all year round. The public transportation system is good. The international airport provides direct access to destinations throughout the world, and most people speak fluent English. The Malaysia My Second Home program grants 10-year residency visas to retirees with nominal requirements, making it one of the best visa programs in the world. And the powerful Chinese, Indian, and Malay influences in the region, combined with the significant European and Australian expat populations, ensure that the demands for all types of cuisines have to be met. So that's why KL. We now spend the majority of the year there, summering. I love using summer as a verb. Summering in Puglia. Being in KL has afforded us the opportunity also to travel around Southeast Asia, but more on that in future installments of Worldwide Wide-Eyed. Thanks again for tuning in to Worldwide Wide-Eyed. For more of our travel adventures, go to www.worldwideeyed.com. See you around the world.